straddling what is now Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. In the last video, I told you about the ancient so-called perforated road that is located on the famous Nazca Plateau in Peru, as well as about the huge drawings of geoglyphs whose outlines are visible only from a bird's eye view. The data in quotes of the ancient art can be observed not only in Peru, but also on all continents of the globe. Some have already been discovered, and some have yet to be discovered. So in 1990, as a result of the drying up of a large area of the Aral Sea, mysterious lines and signs, obviously not of natural origin, opened up to researchers at its bottom. Of the Aral Sea, the bottom appeared, as it turned out, hiding ancient cities from human eyes for thousands of years, as well as geometrically correct lines supposedly left by an unknown civilization. On June 20, 1990, an aerial survey of the drying up Big Sea was carried out. The resulting images suddenly revealed hundreds of giant figures shining through the shallow water and lying on the fallen sections of the seabed. According to some researchers, the lines were created by an ancient high-tech civilization and they are equated with geoglyphs. The revealed contours are a variety of figures consisting of single or several parallel lines, unusual shapes. Their singularity was too correct, not accidental. The appearance of many of them suggested their artificial origin. The figures were given a name. Traces of unknown activity on the bottom of the Aral Sea, or simply traces of the Aral Sea. In the pictures they cover an area of about 500 square kilometers, but continue far beyond the limits of aerial photography. Before the beginning of the lowering of the sea level, the figures were at a depth of 10 to 15 meters. They were not visible from the surface of the sea. These lines are furrows with a width of 2 to 100 meters and a length of up to 100 kilometers, accompanied by dumps of soil on the sides, similar to traces from a bulldozer. The age of the furrows, according to rough estimates, is determined taking into account the degree of erosion of its surface and their contours, as well as taking into account the relatively low rate of accumulation of data on organic precipitation previously determined by scientists in the range of several hundred years. These lines have a smooth entrance on one side and run across the tangled stems and rhizomes of plants mixed with soil. At the exit, such contours could be formed when moving or dragging any large objects. Similar lines were also found in the Caspian Sea in its northern part. About the nature of the formation of these lines on the bottom of the Aral and Caspian Seas, official scientists suggest that they were left by ice flows sliding into the sea, or they arose due to the wind, under the influence of which they were dragged along the seabed. Alternative researchers categorically reject this explanation of officials. The lines in drifting ice flows turned out to be too smooth and correct. In 2001, well-preserved fragments of an ancient highly developed settlement were discovered near the already dried-up island of Barsa Kilms. The find was located at a depth of 18 to 20 meters. The former sea became sensational. According to scientists, the settlement is conventionally named Aral Asar and covers an area of 6 hectares. The city's building structures are almost indistinguishable today. They are blurred and smoothed by the waters of the Aral Sea. But archaeologists have discovered a huge number of household items, millstones, ceramic vessels and their fragments, fragments of iron and bronze products, as well as 14 millstones located near flour mills. An irrigation canal 2.5 meters wide passed through the settlement, which testified to a developed irrigation system. The water stretched here for many tens of kilometers, but an even more sensational find was waiting for scientists ahead. Not far from the village of Karadash, local hunters discovered the ruins of another ancient city. A group of scientists left the regional center, who examined the remains of the settlement for 3 days. Their conclusions can literally cause confusion among historians and archaeologists. They removed a layer of sand from the surface of some destroyed buildings and found chaotically located remains of people and pets, which indicates that they died at the same time and there was no one to bury them. The catastrophe caught people by surprise. No one managed to avoid it. A jug and iron lamps, coins and other household items were also found at the excavation sites. Everything remained the same as it was at the time of the city's demise. The cause of the death of the city could be water, which suddenly surrounded the settlement, and people could not escape. In general, the origin of this sea is quite controversial. Is it not the remains of that water, which is mentioned in all the sacred sources, of all the peoples of the world as the flood? Dear friends, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.